This case centers on repeated theft, personal hardship, medical trauma, and a courtroom weighing mercy against accountability. The defendant, Miss Morales, admits guilt in multiple theft cases, but her defense paints a picture of medical disability, brain surgery, recovery, financial collapse, grief over losing her mother, and physical limitations that complicate traditional punishment. At the same time, the judge questions whether these struggles truly explain the crimes, or whether this reflects a long-standing pattern of theft. This case becomes a battle between sympathy and responsibility, second chances and consequences, and rehabilitation versus accountability. We'll hear emotional testimony about illness, regret, faith, survival, and promises of change. But we'll also see the court challenge excuses and confront criminal history. Ask yourself as this unfolds: when hardship drives crime, should the court lean toward mercy or draw a firm line? Stay tuned, because the sentencing decision reveals how the justice system balances compassion with
Find you
discipline.
guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. I know that my client is, she does have a background, Your Honor, as you've seen. However, there have been some changes to her life, Your Honor. She's had a brain tumor, I believe, and because she had surgery on that, and because of that, she's lost some feeling in her legs. And I believe that, Your Honor, she just wants to get her life back on track. And also, Your Honor, too, she, being with her physical problems, she really doesn't want to go to jail. The last time she was in jail, she fell and she had problems because she can't have a walker with her. It's, obviously a security. So I've spoken with her about the importance of complying with probation, and I believe she understands that she has to be very careful and do what's required of her. And additionally, Your Honor, should you grant her probation, I would ask you to please consider that she's not doing very well financially.
This moment highlights a classic sentencing strategy using medical hardship and disability as mitigation. The defense argues that physical impairment, brain surgery, mobility loss, and financial struggle should weigh in favor of probation, rather than jail. Courts do consider health and hardship, but they do not erase criminal responsibility. Here, the legal question becomes, should physical disability reduce punishment when the crime is nonviolent but repetitive? The defense also raises financial instability and pending disability, benefits which suggest the defendant may struggle to meet fines or restitution, but mitigation only works if the judge believes the defendant's situation explains the crime rather than excuses it. Viewers should consider, is this a genuine plea for help or an attempt to avoid consequences?
Problem she has with her legs, Your Honor. And yes, and is there anything you would like to add, Marie?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor. When I was waiting for my surgery, for my brain tumor surgery, I was paralyzed, and I have to learn to walk and everything again. I still have limited feeling in my left leg, so I have like standing limitations. Some days are worse than others, but I do admit my guilt, and I know I was wrong. And
So let me ask you this: when did these medical issues occur? What year?
It was 2019, but I was in a car wreck after that, which made it worse.
All right, so 2019, you had these injuries, and then you were in a car wreck when?
I think it was 2.5 years after that. It was beginning of 2023.
All right.
2023.
So
it's not, I realized what I did was wrong. There was not any validation for it other than the situation I was in. My mother was her caregiver. She passed away.
This is a turning point. The defendant claims theft was done for survival, but the judge challenges that narrative, pointing out prior theft history and questioning whether the stolen items were actually necessities. That directly impacts credibility, which plays a huge role in sentencing decisions. Judges often evaluate whether remorse feels authentic or strategic. When a defendant changes their story or minimizes responsibility, it can weaken their request for leniency. Here, the court frames theft as a pattern, not desperation, suggesting personal choice rather than unavoidable hardship. This raises a powerful audience question. Should someone receive mercy if they've stolen repeatedly, even if they now claim reform? And how much should past behavior shape present punishment?
It's not, I realized what I did was wrong. There was not any validation for it other than the situation I was in. My mother was her caregiver. She passed away. She had pancreatic cancer and we lost our house. My husband and I, we had no one to live, and that's why I was stealing. He survived.
All right, so
It's not
you've
okay.
been stealing before as well. So
I have
all
not.
of these thefts are for you to survive.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am, not at all. These last two right here, that's what's for me to survive. And last time.
Okay, you didn't complete your sentence. You said these last two right
The
here.
last two were for me to survive. I'm sorry, I did. I'm not being loud enough or clear, but the last two were for survival, not for any other reason. But I now know that I active in the church. I've changed my life. I'm not doing these things anymore, nor do I intend to do these things anymore. I realize
And if you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be?
I'm negative. I'm not on drugs.
All right,
Just
you're
a
gonna,
prescription
I was
medication. Your Honor.
prescription. I was just in the hospital 2 weeks ago. I was hospitalized for 9 days. Sorry, 8 days. I have cellulitis in the leg that I had the paralysis
Now
in.
the defendant expresses remorse, shame, and commitment to change, claiming faith, personal growth, and willingness to comply with probation. Courts often weigh remorse and rehabilitation potential, but they also consider track record, especially when prior opportunities failed. This section reflects a core justice dilemma. Do we punish based on past failure or reward present reform? The judge's questions about household, children, and responsibility further evaluate stability and risk of reoffending. Audience engagement moment. If you were the judge, would you trust this promise or demand proof through consequences? This tension sets the stage for the sentencing
Remorseful
decision.
for my actions, and I have to complete whatever the court grants me, and I understand I was wrong. I'm like asking the court to please to show me some mercy, and I woke up in this community service without a doubt successfully. I know that I'm not. It's not my occupation any longer. I'm
Who lives in your
embarrassed and
home with you?
ashamed of my actions.
who lives in the home with you?
I live with my husband, and we live with my cousin and her husband.
And how many children are in that home?
0. I have an adult child. She lives in Corpus Christi.
So you're saying there are no minors in your home?
No minors. My husband's children are all grown as well. So my daughter's 32 years old.
All right. Anything else?
Your Honor, like I said, I did speak with, well, Your Honor, I would ask that you, please grant us community supervision. And the thing is, Your Honor, I did suggest to my client, if she did want to plea bargain, she may want to just take jail time, but, she convinced me that, she can make the probation, and I think that being more beneficial for her, plus I think it would be detrimental with her health to do jail time.
Here, the judge lays out the sentence: 2 years in state jail, suspended and probated for 4 years, along with fines, community service, restitution, drug testing, theft courses, employment verification, and strict reporting requirements. Legally, this means the defendant avoids jail for now, but only if she fully complies. Any violation could trigger incarceration. This is a structured second chance with heavy accountability. The conditions also restrict employment with minors and require proof of prescriptions. Emphasizing supervision and public safety, this sentence balances punishment, monitoring, rehabilitation, and deterrence, showing how courts can offer mercy without removing consequences. Question for viewers: is this fair accountability or a too lenient given her history?
007342, the court is going to find you guilty, sentence you to 2 years in the state jail facility, suspended and probated for 4 years. There's a $2,000 fine that'll be probated. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person. 200 hours of community service restitution. No contact with Cavender's store. This will run concurrent with 2024 CR 006932. CATS 1 and 2 theft course. Bill visits 1 time per month for 6 months. Regular random UAs. And you'll need to provide a prescription of all the medications that you're taking to probation. Do you understand?
Sure. Thank you very much.
Probation, is there anything else in that cause number?
Did you want any type of proof of sustainability? No? Okay. Nothing else, sir.
All right. And in cause number 2024 CR 006932, court will find you guilty, Court will sentence you to 2 years in the state jail facility, suspended and probated for 4 years. There's a $2,000 fine that will be probated, regular reporting by Zoom or in person, 200 hours of community service restitution, no contact with Bell's store, concurrent with 2024 CR 007342.
This case concludes with the court finding Ms. Morales guilty on multiple theft charges but opting for probation instead of immediate jail, paired with fines, restitution, community service, drug monitoring, theft education, and strict compliance rules. The judge acknowledges her hardships but clearly warns that repeated theft will no longer be tolerated. At its core, this ruling reflects a justice system trying to balance mercy with accountability, offering rehabilitation while holding firm boundaries. It also sends a broader message. Personal hardship may explain behavior, but it does not excuse repeated crime. Now it's your turn. Do you think the court made the right call, or should the sentence have been harsher? If you found this case as shocking as we did, make sure to hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns.